finding my research for this series. So here's one of the things I found. There once was a young couple. Both spent the better part of their childhoods at church. They were familiar with all the bits and pieces that make someone a Christian, a churchgoer. They knew prayer postures. They were well versed in the mechanics of prayer. They knew the buzzwords. They knew the phrases. They knew what they should be looking like at certain points of the service where there was prayer happening. They knew the tone of voice to use if they were the one praying. They were prayer experts, so it appeared. And so this young couple at some point in their mid-20s, they looked at each other and they looked at their relationship with the Lord, and they recognized that they were feeling a bit distant from God in spite of their expertise and faithfulness. And in their book, A Year of Living Prayerfully, they express this: "We sense the deep need to understand prayer and practice it more faithfully. The issues of life," and I love this, "the issues of life towered over us and exposed the gaping holes in our spiritual walk." Isn't that something? I'm going to say it one more time so you get it. The issues of life towered over us and exposed the gaping holes in our spiritual walk. They left us with a gnawing hunger for God's help. We wanted to be prayer warriors, but we felt much more like prayer wanderers. I go, oh, yes, I can relate to that. At the same time, this couple were also reevaluating a number of other things in their lives: how they served God, how they loved others, what they did and what they didn't do, how much they gave to the church, those kind of things. They did not know for sure what to do about all of it. So in response to a number of these things, they decided to embark on an adventure. And they decided to commit themselves to a year of living prayerfully. Like a pilgrimage, in a way, which is an ancient practice that allows the pilgrim to refocus their entire lives on things above, taking a physical journey towards a spiritual goal. And most of those pilgrimages were on foot. People still do. Ray and Diane did the Camino de Santiago a few years ago. Lots of people I know have done it. I'd love to do it. I don't think my feet or my knees would ever forgive me for it. But a wonderful thought of being out there and praying as you go in various places, various stopping off points, where you stop and consider your spiritual life. A lot of people have taken it on as not a spiritual thing, and have found spiritual refreshment and learning in the midst of it. So they began. And when they talked about it, they said they had what they called a nice, shiny idea. But where would they start? They decided that step one would be that they would research prayer methods, traditions, beliefs of various Judeo-Christian faiths, sects, and denominations. And here I'm going to switch to the actual writing because he just says it really well. A couple of things to share from you, and I got tired of talking. So, I lost him. Here we go. Sorry, it was all set. I told you it's that kind of a day. So, he starts with this, and I loved it. He said, where would we start? With For Dummies, obviously. You know that series of books? This and this and this and this and this for dummies. So I borrowed a copy. I didn't even know this one existed. I borrowed a copy of Christian Prayer for Dummies from the library. The cover was so enticing, I thought, this is it. Here we go. Find your own prayer style. Explanations in plain English. Get in, get out information. Icons and other navigational aids. And tear out cheat sheets. And he says that last one was really important to me. I hope he didn't pull them out of the library book, but that's his problem, not mine. He said, it was really important. I would hate to try and pray without cheating. But I flipped immediately to the cheat sheet. The cheat sheet included items like incorporate Christian prayer into your life in 3 weeks. Boom, great course. And how to hear God's voice during Christian prayer, but I was skeptical. This book was published in 2003, and a lot has changed since then. Would it still work? Like, I don't have a landline anymore. This could be me writing. I don't have a landline anymore. Surely the Almighty had updated his contact methods too. Wouldn't he? Was he an Apple or an Android guy? I was also suspicious of the book's author. I love this. He says, for instance, according to his For Dummies author page, he had also created 14 other For Dummies products, including Christianity for Dummies, Christian Prayer for Dummies, and Yahoo Site Builder for Dummies, which compelled me to ask, did Yahoo still exist? Page 1, right in the middle, boxed and bolded, I read this disclaimer. This advice and strategies contained herein may not be suitable for your situation. You should consult with a professional where appropriate. Well, I really love this research. Just this part was enough for me to go, well, this is great. And he continues on, and he reads that, and he says, so I should find a prayer professional. How do I find that? And he decided that a professional, because he looked it up in the dictionary, decided that a professional was somebody who got paid for what they do. So he said, I had to find somebody who got paid to pray. So he goes looking for this, and it's a little bit longer story. So I'm not going to go to that, but he actually found a guy whose title is Prayer Strategy Specialist. He said, which I thought sounded impressive, so I booked a call with him. And then he puts in this great quote, prayer is like a greased pig at a county fair, often pursued, but rarely grasped. In the middle of everything, their journey, their shiny idea about where to go. Greased pig at a fair. Try to grab a hold of it, but it gets away. Our pictures, our glimpse of what our prayer life looks like. The pictures we have sung and read from our songbook. In the middle of everything, what do? I'm going back to what Jesus said in Luke. When you pray. That's the start. There's a consistency. There's a part to that.